What's up, Hatter? Welcome back to another episode of Potter Plays. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday and getting ready for St. Patrick's Day, March Madness. We have our own March Madness inside Rayner Fieldhouse, and that starts up on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Everyone pretty much makes playoffs. There was only one team that didn't make playoffs. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but we do have this thing called a sportsmanship rating system, and this is really your only key to the playoffs. We got a couple of teams that didn't win a game, but guess what? They're in the playoffs. Despite going 0-8, both those teams had a sportsmanship rating up over 3, so good job for them. 275 is the requirement, so there's really not too much to ask of you. In a nutshell, what hurts your sportsmanship are technical fouls, unsportsmanlike technical fouls. For example, telling somebody you suck or calling somebody a dumbass is going to cost you. It's going to give the other team 2 shots, and we're going to go get your sportsmanship rating system too. And we judge it cumulatively, so over the time of your season, you just got to get a 275. The reason why this exists, so people can come play their intramural basketball game and not be called a dumbass for missing a shot. You get the picture? All right, so great thing. We've got a good competition ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the rankings from the men's league first. At the top of the list, the returning champions, Dirk Digglers, led by the same point guard, Vishal Sharma. I got some guests coming on, and Vishal is one of them. And we're going to talk a little bit about Dirk Diggs and what they need to do to be to repeat as champions. And XC Dogs, our number 2 seed, may have done it. They played Dirk Diggs earlier in the year. It's their only loss. They went a solid 8-1. Their only loss was to the Dirk Diggs, and it was close. I think the game was within 4 in the last couple minutes. And the 3rd seed, the Ballers, they're in it to win it. G Block, they came in late with a 4-2 record. They finished off in the 4 seed. I believe, in it to win it. SIGAP, I hope to have one of their members come on the podcast today and talk about what they got to do to not only win the men's, but they are returning champs on the CoRec. So hang with me. We're going to go over the CoRec seedings, sure enough. But there it is, SIGAP, and right behind them is Pike. And then Sigma Nu, Delt Sig A, and a lot of these teams right in the middle have a 500 record. So all they got to do is get hot these last 2 weeks, and I believe we're going to have some Cinderella dancing. Get on those beautiful shoes. Get on them dancing flow. All right, and then we have Pi Kappa Phi, Delt Sig B, FC Barca, and then our last 2 teams to close it out, Pi Kappa Phi B and Phi Sig. They're both looking for their first win. So good luck to all of those teams. I'm going to show you some highlights from some of their games. But first, I want to be able to catch you take a look at the CoRec. So let's do that. Number 1, not the returning champions, but this team went a solid 6-0. Alpha Chi and C2C. A lot of the players on this team are going to look familiar to those players for the Dirk Digglers. But I believe in Zeta and SIGAP. They are our champions last year. They're our 2 seed. 5-1 is a great record. And I know they're going to look for redemption against that 1 seed. M&Ms, they're a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the M&Ms play yet, I'm not talking about the bag of candy. This is great. My colleague Michaela plays on this team. She is like an Energizer bunny out there. I hope to hear from her today and what the M&Ms got to do to win the championship. Then we've got Theta and Pike. What a tag team they've been. And same with Pi Phi and Phi Sig. They come right underneath them. And then Alpha Z and Delt Sig. All right, just because they're lower on this order doesn't mean that these teams don't win. AZD and Delt Sig, they've got a 2-4 record, and as you can see what's above them, they got a tough schedule. And then there's Tri Delta and Delt Sig. That's not a typo. Delt Sig's coming out here with 2 teams going after that P Cup championship. And then last but not least is Net Worth. They're looking for their first team. It's probably the best winless intramural team in the history at Stetson University. So how about that? These games start on Tuesday. Everybody enjoy their St. Patrick's Day. Stay with me. I hope you all know that we're putting some of these games up on YouTube, and we're going to continue to do that throughout all of our intramural sports ahead. Season 4 registration is open for 6v6 soccer, and the people are going to vote for the next sport. Is it going to be dodgeball? Or is it going to be aero tag? So our staff are going to do something funny these next coming weeks to get your voice to make that choice for us. And that sport will kick off in April. But wait, hey, let's not get distracted. We've got some March Madness basketball ahead. Let's take a look at some of our favorite highlights. And let's bring on some of our guests. So hope that sounds good. Stay with me. And here we go. All right, live action right here from that one of the best games of the year between XC Dogs and the Dirt Digglers. It's on YouTube. All of the games, not all of them, a lot of the games are on YouTube. And we're going to continue to do that for flag football, for soccer, for dodgeball. We have some of our volleyball games. We're going to get our playoff volleyball games up on here. So find our channel, Stetson Sport Programs. Smash that subscribe button. Help us get to the 500. That's our goal. Would love to hit it as soon as we can so we can unlock more things to be able to give you. But hope that sounds good. Are you ready for our first guest? All right. All right. Here we go. I hope you all enjoy the highlights that are happening as we go through some of our guests. First up, Vishal Sharma. All right, Vishal, you might know him as a graduate assistant, does awesome work doing that. Maybe as our intramural sports referee, a sports supervisor. He's helped out with club sports. He's been involved with residential living and learning. He has been on the podcast before. He is no stranger to any of us. So glad to have you back, Vishal. I don't want to talk about the staff right now. I want to talk about the Dirt Digglers and how you guys are going to repeat.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having me. It's definitely very nice to be on here. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely had our challenges in the past. I think I've been playing IMs. I think this is the 5th year Dirt Digglers is a thing, and we've only won once. We've had very talented teams in the past, and some people could call it that we've choked in the semifinals and not made it through all the way. But last year we actually played really well, had the pieces, right where they needed to be, and we were able to pull through. And this year we're pretty much looking to do the same thing. We have a very talented team, very athletic team. We've all played together for a long time, so we're looking to do the same as we did last year. This year as well.
Yeah, some will call you guys a super team, right? The Monstars almost, right? And I don't think it's going to be an easy journey. It's funny, Jackson was on your team last year as a champion, but he changed over. I don't know if it was some NIL deal that Deltsig gave him, but he's with Deltsig and he's got to get through Pi Kappa Phi first. But Jackson and Deltsig, they might be your first playoff opponent.
Right. Yeah. So we have a bye week this week, and those bye weeks are always interesting. The rest is always amazing, but then it also brings the challenge of, kind of staying intact and staying fresh and just kind of like having your shot and things of that nature. We have a good group of guys who are very involved with basketball, so they watch basketball, they play basketball. We play a lot of pickup. They work out. They try to stay in shape. So I think this week mainly we're just going to focus on getting rest going into next week, having some fresh legs, and kind of take that on. And you're very right. Both Pi Cap and Delta Sig, they're both really good teams. Delta Sig has Jackson, who was with us last year, and this year has flipped over to DSIG, which is completely fair. If that's what he wants to do, that's awesome. And Jackson's a great friend of ours, and we've always supported that. But DSIG has Jackson, John E, who's a great guard, really good scorer. He's shifty. He can pass. He can score. He kind of do it all. And then they also have an inside presence with Dylan, who's also a really good player as well. So we've been, we've as a team, we've been talking about some things, some defensive sets that we want to run and be as efficient as we can. And we have a game plan, and we're going to try to execute it next week.
I love it. It's all about the execution. Well, thanks for popping in, Vishal. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let you go, and I got quite the roundup. I got quite the lineup. So we're gonna
Sounds.
get on into the next person. Thank you for popping in, and good luck. Tell the rest of
Sounds.
the Dirt Digs, go get them.
Sounds.
Okay, our next guest, Michaela Schindler. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for popping in, Michaela.
Nice.
How's everything
Excited to be
been?
here.
Yes. So, but I want to talk to you about your M&M's basketball team. But first, how great was that spring break trip with SOAR?
Oh, it was incredible. We went to different hiking spots every single day. We were staying right around the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. One of the days we went there, and it was absolutely stunning. Yeah, it was incredible. One of the days we actually drove out to Kentucky, did another hike there. Overall, it's amazing. Yeah,
And here we
really
are, back to reality.
great.
Wednesday night, I think it's at 7 o'clock. The M&Ms play their playoff game. It's going to be a big 3 seed versus 6 seed matchup. I want to hear from you. What has been some of the greatest moments playing with the M&Ms this year?
Well, definitely the top one for me, I'd say, is playing with the students that I get to oversee. It's one thing seeing them every day and getting to know them, but it's different when you actually get to play with them on the field and see how we all work together as a team and just see everyone's strengths and weaknesses and just seeing how much we've grown over the season for sure.
Well, I should be there. God willing, if I get enough sleep to be there. 7 o'clock is early enough, so hope to see you in action to get all the rebounds, steals, and assists and points and everything that you've done for M&Ms. Good luck, and I'm sure if you're playing against Alpha Z and Delt Sig, so if you don't know anything about the M&Ms, I will get on YouTube and a little scouting report. Thanks again, Michaela. Yes, all right, and my next guest is Rayner. Rayner, I think this is your second time back on the podcast. Glad to have you back. We have intramural basketball playoffs. I was just saying, starting up this week, Tuesday night. It'll be our opening tip for playoffs. I want to get you on the call though, because not often do our players get to hear from some of our referees right outside of the court. That is so. What a chance now to kind of get a feel for how you think refereeing basketball and how you've developed over the last couple of years being in the program, and maybe what you're looking forward to this playoff season.
Yeah, I would say definitely basketball is a really fast-paced sport, and that is really difficult to manage and also referee. I've been into for an intramural sports referee for about almost 2 years now, and the first sport I ever refereed fully was basketball last year. When Vishal took over as the GA, and he just threw me right in without having no big knowledge in how basketball worked. I would say it's really difficult but really fun. We're able to interact with our peers, our colleagues, knowing that there's going to be a lot of tough matchups and great games. Playoff, like you mentioned, playoffs are this start tomorrow. We know everybody's so hyped up because there's so many competitive teams that want to win that championship. So I'm really hyped up for that. I know our referees are excited. It's chances for them to show what they have throughout, what they were able to put in throughout the regular season. Now they can put it up out in the playoffs and show them, what they've learned, that they know how to ref basketball, and not just basketball, but also getting ready for soccer as well in 2 weeks. Um, Alongside basketball, there's also volleyball. So excited for volleyball playoffs as well. That's coming right up as well. So we would like to, wish all those teams, very good luck, not only in the playoffs, but also in volleyball when volleyball playoffs come as well. Huge shout out to Lambda Chi Alpha as well, my fraternity, my brothers, also club soccer, and a little shout out to LJ. that you're probably with her at home. So shout out to AJ as well. So thank you very much for having me, Travis.
Oh yeah, thank you, Rayner. Hey, I didn't tell him, but what a nice little promo for outdoor soccer league. That registration is open. Don't miss out on that. There's a, I think we only have like a starts in 2. Registration's open. Men's league, women's league, and potentially CoRec league. If you create enough teams for us. Thank you. And then our next sport would be dodgeball and aero tag. You're going to vote on that. A lot of great stuff. All right, let's get our next guest in. This will be a funny one because he is being one of our most loyal basketball participants. This could be one of his playoff seasons. Get him on in here.
Oh, man.
All right, and here it is. My next guest, a longtime basketball participant, but participant about just about every sport we have to offer. He is coming down to the last show, last semester, but word on the street, he might be around for a couple of years after that. I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's bring him in, Mr. Noah Depoy. What's up, Noah? Welcome to the podcast.
What's up, Trav? How are you?
Doing solid. I'm in the middle of the Michigan-Wisconsin game, so fingers crossed that the old Blue pull it out and get a Big Ten natty to their name. I like that. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'd like to clarify the next couple of years probably won't happen, that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, the climate in college sports, that stuff resets, and like every year is going to be different. It'll be fun for the fans. Talking about our fans, this year in our intramural program, we are having people come out of the woodwork. I would say more than half of the people that come to our games are fans. A lot of kudos to some of the stars that we got in intramural sports. So here it is, playoffs. Are you ready?
I do have some breaking news, actually, for our SIG-Up team. Daniel Colin.
Here on the podcast live Sunday, March 16th.
Daniel Colin is out for the rest of the season. He fractured his elbow. He's out.
If he could just make it a year without fracturing a bone, I think we'd all be cheersing for that. Well, that is unfortunate news. Who are you playing? Is Pi Kappa B?
I have no idea. I haven't checked the schedule yet.
I'll tell you.
No matter who, I'm ready.
I know he was also on your SIG-Up team or your Zeta team. But yeah, you're playing Pi Kappa 5B, their B team. They haven't won a game yet. So you might be able to get through that first round. But they're hungry for a win.
They're hungry. You can't count them out, honestly. But, we got to find some new team chemistry because, we just got Dan back into the rhythm. He started finding himself, and we were playing good. So we're going to have to really fill that gap. I mean, he has a lot of length to the floor, and now we just lost that. So,
yeah, big loss. Does Zeta know about it?
No, Zeta does not. But our Zeta team's good. We have me and Colin Weber. We'll be on that team. Matt Murray's still on the team, and one of our new freshmen, Charlie Woods. So we're used to it. We're experienced. We've been here before. We faced it last year. Dan was out last year too, so we just gotta overcome it. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we almost could set the date. That first Tuesday in April, it could be a battle between SIG-Up and Zeta versus our current undefeated team, Alpha Chi and C2. I know you're probably looking at getting a redemption again. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting redemption for sure. I mean, we're coming in there hot. I'm ready.
Oh, well, I'll be there. I'll be there for it. That is for certain. Hey, Noah, thank you so much for your time. Is there any last shout outs you want to give?
No shout outs, honestly, except we got Colin Weber in the building around here if he wants to peep in and say hello to the group, actually.
Oh yeah, Mr. Colin Weber, he's in the house?
We do, yeah, it's a special guest. I thought, since he's in the area, he might as well hop on and say a couple wise words about our CoRec team. I mean, he's ready.
Big game. For you all that don't know, that SIG-Up Zeta game, that's CoRec side, that is March 19th, 9 o'clock in Tri Delta and Delt Sig. Colin, what are you telling your players to get ready for that game?
I mean, we're ready. Obviously, we're the two-time spike ball champion of the world. We're ready to keep that going, get some more championships under our belt, despite the Peak Up not coming back due to unforeseen circumstances. But it's fine. We're ready. We're coming back next year.
He's hungry.
I'm hungry.
That's right. And despite the Peak Up, winning is definitely something that SIG-Up house knows all about. So, hey, good luck this week. I see you out there. Have a blessed Sunday.
See you then, Trav.
Hey, I wasn't expecting to do this, but my phone just got a text from Miss Mia Woolens from Zeta Tau. She wasn't going to come on the podcast, but I think I'm going to bring her on the podcast. I don't want to gossip any news, but that loss from Danny, that's huge. So I'm gonna do them a favor, and we're going to break that news to Zeta together. Does that sound good? All right, let's bring on Mia. Come on in, Mia. All right, and there she is, Miss Mia Woolens. Hey, I just got off the phone with Noah Depoy. He gave me some news.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil any party. This is exciting. What's the energy like in the Zeta house? Are you ready to go back-to-back champs in the CoRec League?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I remember last year when we played, it was really fun, and so now being able to play in the playoffs again, it's exciting.
How's Sarah T doing?
Sarah Tennell's great. I think she's super excited, especially she's a junior, and then I'm hoping like next year we'll be able to do this too. But she's excited. She loves playing basketball.
I'm sure you're going to be at the game. I'm guessing you're not refereeing.
No.
I'm looking forward to it. It's March 19th at 9 o'clock. And word on the street is Mr. Daniel Colin, he hurt himself. So he's not going to be playing. Something that worries the Zeta girls?
Honestly, not really. We haven't really played with him this much this season. We've been playing a lot with Charlie Woods, JDL, Noah, Colin Weber, and Matt Murray a lot.
I love it. I love the confidence. Love that you're ready for the adversity. It's going to be a great playoff season. Tell all your friends. Before you go, any last shout outs, anybody?
Shout outs to the girls that usually play, like me, Catherine Hatcher, Sarah Tennell, sometimes Amelia Rodriguez, and then all of the girls that come out and support us. The support really helps us get excited to play the game and, have that energy to believe that we're going to win. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Awesome. I think that's my darn baby again. I think she's yelling my name every other minute. Appreciate you, Mia. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
All right, look who it is. Not only is it my next guest, it's Jimmy Kelly from the Staph Infection. Hey, the Staph Infection, they're not going to be competing in the playoffs this year. And I thought it was a good idea to bring you on, Jimmy, and hear what you got to say about everyone who is competing.
Yeah, what's up, T? It's good to be here. Good to be talking intramural basketball playoffs, of course. I know there's a lot of competition heating up, and there's some really good squads this year. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we got the defending champs, the Dirk Digglers in the Open Rec League that has just been on a tear again. Is this going to be their last year?
I think so.
Like together?
Vishal, he's graduating. We saw him
Yeah.
just a little bit earlier. He was one of my first guests. This is it. And
Yeah, so if they're back again in the future, they're gonna have a new look. But this will be a good final test for them to defend their championship run from last year. See them really bring buckets, and I know that press can be lethal, but they gotta put it out there at the right time rather than sending it all game and gassing themselves out. So we'll see kind of what they're up to. And I know we got a lot of the Greek participants out there, fraternities and sororities. I know they've had a lot of participation this year, and there's some good squads out there too. Who would you say is the best?
Surprisingly, Doutzig is leading in the presidents. They haven't
Oh,
won
okay.
this since you remember the early days in the 2000s
Yeah.
with JJ and
Yeah.
why do I remember
Casey,
JJ?
Oki, all of them. Yeah.
So it's theirs to lose, and they got a play-in game.
Okay.
I cap at A.
Okay.
But it's really hard to bet against the Dirt Digglers. I like to see
Yeah.
what the XC Dogs. They have a really young team, but experience pays off.
And we've played a couple of the football teams this year. I know we played the Ballers early on, and I mean they have pure athleticism out there and some sneaky shooting on their team too. So I know there's a lot of teams that can compete for this.
Oh yeah, the Ballers. They came in at the 3. So yeah,
Yeah.
they play I think Thursday night. Let me check that. Thursday 20th at 7 o'clock. That's gonna be showtime.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun watching to see how everything unfolds. So I'm
Yes,
pumped
all
for
right.
it.
Well, hey, we'll miss you in the playoffs. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
staff affection this year. You know, a lot of shame on me for not playing the one darn game this year. You know, like, I'm gonna have to try and fix that for the future.
Yeah, we could have used your power inside.
Oh, you know, yeah. But all right, thanks, Jimmy. Take it easy. I'll catch
Yeah.
you later.
Yeah, you too, man.
So you already know how that saying goes. You save your best for last. Well, how about this? I'll save my best two for last because Miss LJ here didn't want her daddy to finish. So here we are. Jay and LJ together close out the episode. Welcome to the podcast, Jay.
Hi, Hatter Nation. Thank you for having me.
Hatter Nation, let's go. We've got playoffs starting. You probably have already seen the bracket. Your team,
Yeah.
Alpha Chi and C2, be undefeated. What are you going to do? How's your team doing right now?
We're feeling really good and confident. Well, a little bit. One of our teammates right now is injured, but should be back for the playoffs.
So you played net worth to start it off. What's the game plan? Or are you already looking ahead to that winner of Pi Phi? Net worth's looking for their first win. I got to imagine they're going to give you their best shot.
It will definitely be an interesting game. It will be an interesting game, but we're very excited, and the girls are ready to bring it on.
Hey, you know what they say, championships are won with defense. And that's something you bring to your team. So good luck out there. Maybe Lincoln and I'll swing by. I think it's Wednesday night you play, right? Take a look. March 18th, 9 o'clock at the Fieldhouse. Come catch Jay in action. Jay, any last shout outs before you go?
Just good luck to everybody.
Thank you, Jay.
Of course.